Uber?
Yes, happened.
Uber is a highly innovative web-based transportation network headquartered in San Francisco, California. The company was established in 2009 by Garrett Camp and Travis Kalanick. The process of having to step outside or calling a cab was replaced with their new business model of a ride-sharing app, a fast, consistent, and convenient mode of transportation. People can now book an Uber ride and have the driver come right to their door at any given time. The app connects the drivers with the riders by using their phones and GPS capabilities, connecting both parties to share one another's location. Although they have been praised with explosive high success in a short period of time, they have also faced many challenges and issues along the way.
It is important for leadership to set the tone and expectations for company culture and to lead by example. This is one of the biggest challenges Uber failed to maintain. The major issue lies within their own management and lack of good leadership. Travis Kalanick, one of the founders and former CEO of the company, faced a lot of challenges during this time with the organization. There has been an extensive list of ups and downs during the year of 2017 for Uber, but the controversy started way before that. The company has been in the news for wrong reasons, dealing with sexual harassment claims, the loss of executives, including its CEO, and most recently a cyber attack cover-up. Let's highlight some of the biggest issues and scandals and criticisms that Uber's faced.
So first we're going to talk about lawsuits. Second will be sexual harassment. Third will be financial crisis. And lastly, it will be cyber attacks. All of these.
To begin with lawsuits, Uber has a total of 173 lawsuits since 2012 in the US alone. These lawsuits seem to always have one common problem, and it is regarding safety. For example, the Safe Ride fee suit, which is now settled, caused a large dispute due to Uber's slogan, safest ride on the road. With implementing no proper background checks, it was alleged false for Uber to say it was the leader in screening drivers. Moving forward from these lawsuits, secondly, sexual harassment claims have also been very prevalent in Uber's business practices. Susan Fowler, former engineer of Uber, wrote in a blog post that she was sexually harassed at Uber and experienced gender bias during her time there. Her complaints to the HR department were dismissed because management was a superior performer. In results of a further investigation, Uber actually ended up firing more than 20 employees. The company says it received over 215 complaints during its inquiry and due to inappropriate behavior at its workplace. Not only as its employees within the company, but there's also been numerous sexual harassment suits against drivers from the riders as well. Thirdly, Uber's financial crisis is only rapidly increasing. Since Uber is a private, it is difficult to get an exact grasp on numbers. However, it has been reported by credible sources that Uber has lost over $891 million last year alone and continues to lose money each quarter. A rough estimate was conducted by The Guardian claiming that Uber has spent over $62 million in lawsuits alone. Lastly, cyber attacks have become a huge problem within Uber as well. In late 2016, there was a massive breach in which hackers stole information of over 57 million customers. This incident was covered up by Uber as they paid the hackers $100,000 in exchange for destroying the files and covering up the cyber attacks. All of these problems all stem from one major problem in which our presentation will be focusing on, which is the unethical decision-making of the management.
Uber is the largest global taxi technology company. They are the first movers in the industry with a business model that allows them to practice a cost leadership strategy. The company, despite of being global, they do not only think global, they also act local. Uber has a decentralized structure which allows them to adjust the services to different areas of the world. The company's high brand value is greater than any other global startup. Since they entered the market, customers have shown loyalty as it has made the life of many users more convenient when it comes to transportation.
Weaknesses. The brand image has been getting ruined through many incidents during the last few years, including sexual harassment, cyber attacks, lawsuits, and threats to employees. The business model of Uber is very dependent on drivers. It is so unpredictable to know how many drivers will be working during certain times as they can choose their own schedule. The way of attacking their competitors is very unprofessional. According to reports, Uber employees order rides from Lyft and then cancel them right away, taking advantage of this
Opportunities. Uber must ensure that they are always accountable to perform to their customer standards. This will increase customer retention and customer relationship for the long-term benefit of the firm. Uber must keep innovating as their competition is learning from them and they are getting smarter. They have to implement properly and launch other service or product lines, for example, Uber Eats or even other transportation methods. As customers are demanding for more eco-friendly practices and are concerned with environmental sustainability, Uber must consider hybrid cards and take advantage of this trend.
Lastly, let's talk about threats. The amount of competitors entering the industry is constantly increasing. They're doing everything smarter and trying their best to customers to switch. Lawsuits and legal problems can continue to ruin the company's reputation in addition to destroying the company financially. Self-driving cars, especially the ones Google is implementing, can completely eliminate the need for Uber. So you must be wondering, how does this affect the company and the stakeholders?
Steph, how does this affect the drivers?
Well, there's an argument between the CEO and the driver that shows that drivers cannot really rely on the company for their concerns or any issues that they might have because they are getting that denied by the CEO himself. Since these individuals are not really considered employees, the feeling of not being integrated or part of the company itself can ultimately lead them to switch to the competition like Lyft. How do you think it affects customers?
Well, for customers, I think their biggest concern is safety. Customers are looking for a safer environment, but as we know, Uber is a ride-sharing app, and it's not only important for the customers, but the company itself to build a good and safe environment for them to grow. With all of the sexual harassment claims and threats, the company's value has definitely decreased due to these safety reasons. What about the government?
Well, the government of the different countries where Uber is currently operating will no longer see value in having the company operate in their country. Instead, Uber will be seen as a company that will only provoke legal problems and safety issues between citizens among the country. Therefore, not only the current governments where Uber operates right now will turn their back on the company, but also future governments where the company may plan to go next. What about management employees? What do you think?
Well, about 8 to 10 executives left the company during this chaos. Jeff Jones, the president of Uber, he mentioned in an interview once, "The beliefs and approach to leadership that have guided my career are inconsistent with what I saw and experienced at Uber." Sally Yu, former top lawyer, she left as Uber faced numerous lawsuits, including one by Waymo, alleging Uber stole its self-driving trade secret cars. One involving allegations that executives looked at medical records of a rape victim in India, and 3 federal probes into its operations. And these are just a few to name. Many others have left in desperate need to fill the roles in order to rebuild Uber again.
The first alternative is enhancing the code of ethics within the company. Having strict codes of conduct and ethic within an organization is essential, as it establishes an environment with a stronger cultural foundation and enforces decision-making. This can also aid in building a trust relationship between all parties and even stakeholders. Since the reputation of a company has been decreasing over the last few years, they must set a foundation as to how they do business in order to do better in the market and beat their competitors. The second alternative is changing the CEO one more time. Despite Dara being the new CEO for the company for just over a year, he has not done much for the company itself. His goal was to improve the transportation method and make sure employees feel involved. However, there are still major issues that continue to happen, and he does not make them priority. Implementing a new CEO to make drastic changes is exactly what this company is in need for. The last and third alternative is a business process re-engineering strategy. This strategy is employed by many businesses in order to change behaviors and address organizational dynamics and culture. Although this strategy does not give quick results, it does provide with lasting results that will be of great benefit in the long term. This strategy will rebuild the firm, not downsize it. It will empower the people, not replace them, and it will change behaviors that ultimately will allow everyone involved in the organization to feel trust and committed.
So after analyzing the alternatives, we recommend for Uber to implement a business process re-engineering strategy. BPR focuses on the design and analyzing workflows and business processes within the organization. It is aimed to help organizations fundamentally rethink how they do their work in order to dramatically improve customer service, cut costs, become strong competitively, and fix internal issues. Looking back to the 4 issues Uber is facing, they're losing customer satisfaction and retention with all of the scandals and criticism that are being made about the drivers, the management, and company's ethical decision making.
On the financial side, Uber has lost $1.8 billion, which needs to be changed and recovered from unnecessary losses. Since Derek Kay became the new CEO, he has begun making drastic changes in the company, which is helping the company shift in a positive financial direction. Lastly, they need to maintain their competitive advantage by implementing this strategy. Covering all four issues, Uber will regroup and redesign the way they conduct their business activities, and practices, which will overall improve the company's brand, image, and efficiency. The proper execution of a BPR can be game-changing to any business, hence why BPR will be the most beneficial and effective decision for Uber.
Opportunity is everywhere.